Welcome to Elevate Hotel Design, the podcast where we dive into the stories, strategies, and the bold visions shaping the world of hospitality. I'm your host, Lorraine Francis of Cadiz Collaboration, and today I'm joined by someone whose journey blends entrepreneurial vision with the complexity of real-world execution. In this episode, we're joined by Nick Nicola, founder of NOA, and he's got over 20 years of experience in architecture and a background rooted in both large firm culture and boutique hospitality design. Nick has worked on iconic properties, including Tova Hotel in Palm Springs and the Four Seasons Cabo de Sol. He's currently leading a high-end resort project for the Montage in the Caribbean, where he's merging site-specific storytelling with the logistic challenge of island development. His recent focus includes expanding into the Caribbean and LATAM market, with a future facing forward towards the 2020 Olympics and beyond. Nick, thank you so much for joining us. I just love doing these conversations, and I think for our audience, like, we have this 6 degrees of separation. So we both are former, worked with Gensler, which is an amazing firm. And I think going to you is, where did you go to start your entrepreneurial vision? And just from the beginning, where have you been?
Yeah. I've been very lucky enough to where I've worked for quite a while now, near about 20 years in total, and I've worked at a variety of different firms, big and small, and I've been able to gather a wealth of information from all different building types, from hotels, gaming, healthcare, almost you name it, I've probably touched it. Exactly. And I've had some really great mentors along the way. Yeah. And I think for every architect, there's certain kind of milestones everyone wants to hit. As you learn the process and you work on different aspects of a project, the first kind of real milestone is getting your license. Yeah. And so that was definitely reaching that kind of brass ring for myself once that occurred. And then the next big step is to say, you know what, I believe in myself now. Yeah. Exactly. And I've gathered enough information from all these great mentors and great experiences, and it's time that I feel like I can step out on my own and try this. And that was the next step. And that was really the inspiration. I was like, I know I can do better. I know I can do more.
No, exactly. And when did you start on your own? Because we were at Gensler together in, 16, 17, and 18, I believe.
Yes,
so between Orange County and LA for me. And you went out on your own in 2019.
Yes, 2019, I was there until I stayed through the pandemic era at Gensler. That was when we were at home all the time. Yeah, exactly. That was a wild experience in itself.
Long ago, but it was
it's almost like another lifetime ago at this point. Yeah, it was actually February of 24. I've been truly on my own for just about a year and a half.
Oh, great! Now. Okay. So for some reason I thought it was a little longer. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
It's a great experience so far.
Yeah. And then did you always see yourself as being an entrepreneur?
Yes. Yeah. I always had those daydreaming fantasies and stuff, especially if you're working on projects. And wouldn't it be great if I just had my own shop and
No, and it is really so fulfilling, and it's that whole thing. It's so great learning from the masters and having great just mentors on my journey. I wouldn't be able to do it with the great mentors that I've had. But I think that also, that freedom of your own vision, your own marketing. I know you work alongside your beautiful wife here.
Yes.
And she helps you with some business development and marketing. So it's really also like a team approach, which is actually amazing to have that support while you're growing your business, and also having the freedom to be the design visionary of that, while some other things in the business are taken care of.
Yes, I'm so lucky. I have her next to me. Yeah, she has been my biggest cheerleader and helped me push beyond my boundary and break out of my box as well, and give me enough courage to say, yeah, you know what, I can do this. And it's time.
Yes.
Because at that point, if I don't do it, when am I going to do it?
Yeah. No, and I think some of our audience are besides hotel developers and hoteliers or brands, it really is other design firms or other young designers, and really giving them that confidence and kind of understanding. So even because if you have any big lessons in the past year and a half from going out on your own, or just the start of big lessons, there's a lot of lessons along the way.
There's a lot of lessons. I would say the biggest lessons is actually a lot of the behind the scenes stuff.
Yes.
The business side of it. Because now you're really focusing on everything. And that's one of the few things, I don't even remember they even taught us this in school, is the business end of the operation. It's all about beauty and harmony and hierarchy, and that's beautiful and wonderful. But then on the business side, I don't know.
I know. It always feels like kind of besides being, I think you start your own firm and you think you're going to be designing all the time.
Exactly.
And then you're like, oh my God, I have a BA in business. I'm a new attorney now.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. So I got to think about insurances now.
Exactly. No, and just like HR and staff management.
HR,
and really,
yes.
Yeah, and developing your own culture,
Yes.
taking the time to step back and really figure out what that vision is.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It's learning every day.
It is. It's truly learning every day. Now that we have a few people that work with us now, and it's teaching them.
Yeah.
It's giving back now. It's not just me like, oh, I can just do whatever. I have an audience I need to supply and teach and mentor along the way.
Let's move on to your amazing project, working in the Caribbean. So I do a lot of work in the U.S. right now. And I've done work in Kauai before, and I just know it was a very challenging project because we found some bones and we had to do a ceremony and it was like put the project on hold. So I'm sure the Caribbean has so many other challenges. And where do you see how that has been your journey and what's been like some learning lessons from that?
Yeah.
Or also just first talk about the project itself.
Yeah, the project, it's under Montage Key. That's the name. So Montage Laguna Beach.
Okay.
That is the same brand that's out there.
Yeah.
They partnered with a developer in the Bahamas called Sterling Global.
Okay.
They came together and they purchased a 52-acre island out there, just off of in the Abaco region, just off of Marsh Harbor. So if you imagine like where Nassau is, that's like the big city, and then it's a separate island. They call it like the family of islands out there. And then this is a smaller island off of that. And it used to be called Matt Lowe's Key. And so Matt Lowe was actually a pirate back in the day, because Caribbean, Pirates of the Caribbean, everyone knows that was like the hangout, and this was actually a pirate island at one point.
Cool.
And it has a really cool history to it.
Are there any shipwreck boats that have been found?
I know there is in the area,
Yeah.
and actually Bahamas just released like this whole press release about how they're going to have archaeologists come out there and start scouring the ocean floor and trying to find more shipwrecks, probably buried treasure everywhere and stuff.
What's been on the island before they bought it? What was on? Were there some residences?
There was a caretaker on the island. He's still there. He helps with the construction and some logistics and stuff. But other than that, it was just a couple of structures, and it was pretty much a jungle out there.
Yeah. So it's very tropical jungle.
Yes.
So is it hilly or is it anything beautiful? Or kind of like
there are some areas where it comes up and plateaus a little bit.
Yeah.
The nice thing about it is that there's so much natural beach that wraps around it. I would say about 2/3 of it is natural beach. The 1/3 on the bottom is what they call the Iron Shore. It's basically where you have a lot of that kind of exposed coral rock stuff, where it's very sharp. You don't want to be stepping all over it. But it gives like different aspects of the island. And luckily enough, in the center of the island, there was already a whole bunch of slips that were already created. So that's at the heart of the island. We have a whole bunch of villas that run along the south and the west side of the island. We have cottages running along the north side, and then we have estates that run along the east side. And then center, the heart of it all, is the main hotel. The boutique hotel is about 17, 18 keys in there. And then a whole series of other individual buildings, a spa and fitness center. We have a Japanese separate restaurant. We have a beach bar and grill. We have Montage's kids program over there. And we have a sports court zone, and so there's all types of fun
So the
aspects.
whole project is really Montage with different ventures, whether it's private residences, villas, and hotels, and then the resort thing.
Yeah, the whole thing tip to tip is Montage, and there is real estate on there, so you can purchase estates, you can purchase villas. If you purchase an estate, it's yours. If you purchase a villa, you have an option to with the hotel,
putting it back into the guest pool.
And then there's actual hotel product itself. So we have the hotel itself, we have what we call Junior Suite, which is basically a couple of if you extracted the hotel rooms themselves and just created individual buildings out of them. Oh, and then on the east side, we have overwater bungalows, which is a first for the Bahamas. Usually it's something in Tahiti or something like that. And
I've still never been to those. I always love those. I was like, where is my
So that's exciting over there. Everyone's very excited about that.
So have you done previous projects in the Caribbean before?
No, this is the first one.
Okay,
in
okay.
the
So even just
Caribbean.
with that, kind of what's been some of the logistics of working on an island and dealing with kind of just the island so far, of what's the plan, what phase are you in right now in terms
We're in construction
Okay.
right
Uh-huh,
now.
yeah.
We've been in construction for a little while.
Okay.
Right now, they're working on a lot of the villas,
Uh-huh.
getting the first few batch of villas
Okay.
completed. And then they're also working on the cottages at the top and the main hotel.
Okay, okay.
And so I was actually just there at the
Okay.
beginning of June
Yep,
to
yep,
check
yep.
everything out.
Oh, good. How often are you going there just to oversee it?
It's been a minute since I've been
Yeah.
over there. It's been a little over a year since
Okay.
the last time I was there, just before this
Yeah.
last go around. But I'll probably go back again this fall.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And they're supposed to be done with some of the villa units at that time, so we'll check them out. Montage will come. They were here back in June as well, so we go as a group and check everything out.
Yeah. What's been some logistic issues? I'm sure everything has to be brought in.
Yes.
And what's been like unexpected or learning so far about working on the islands?
Yeah, so logistics, that's a big one. That's key to everything. Yeah, so everything has to come imported in. We try to focus a lot of our supply coming from Florida.
Okay. Okay.
So just
And it's not
kind
that
of
far.
east.
Nassau is
Yeah, it's not that. It's not that far.
Yeah. Okay.
Some products are coming from overseas,
Okay.
either Vietnam or Turkey over there. So everything comes by barge.
Yeah.
So that takes a long time. Lead times are very stretched out.
Yeah.
Then there's usually issues with customs and stuff coming from the States into the Caribbean and waiting for that to get released and come in. And the biggest one of anything for logistics is weather.
Yeah.
You know, out there in Bahamas, Caribbean, you deal with erratic storms, you
Yeah.
deal with hurricanes.
Yeah.
When I'm talking to the construction crew out there, they'll tell me, Nick, it's the next few days is going to be a pretty bad storm out here. And obviously you can't have people working
Yeah.
in
No.
bad rainstorms. And sometimes it delays things
Yeah.
and construction times get stretched out.
So even just for, I feel like sometimes people, I feel like that's a little bit reason why I started the show, is also because I don't think people know how long it takes to do a hotel, from that design part to we're having that glass of wine and cutting that ribbon.
Yeah.
So it's like 5 years, and also like how many people are involved from construction, getting to the housekeeping at the end of it. So for you, like what happens with the construction workers, what's happening with the staff and people who are building it right now? Like where do they live, where are they staying, and how do you keep their spirits up when they're not working for a couple of days if there's a storm?
Yeah, it definitely takes a village
Yes,
to
yes,
put all this together. And I've been working on it for at least about 5 years now. And we still have at least a good amount, about 2.5 years left to go. So at that point, we're thinking 7, maybe 8 grand total from my time when I started on it all the way till the very end.
Yep.
And yeah, there's a man camp that's right now on the island.
Okay.
And there's people from all over the world, literally, that are coming to this island and working on it. And everyone has a very good rapport on there. And it's only about a 15-minute boat ride to the mainland and Marsh Harbor. And people can go back over there, and there's restaurant options and places to gather and just blow off steam a little bit and come back. There is a small little rec area and a cafeteria. I've eaten at the cafeteria before on the island and all that. There's opportunities to gather and have some fun.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. So even just like when it does open, what's the whole thing with staffing for a 5-star hotel? My son works for Starwood Capital, and they just opened up the one in Honolulu, and just staffing in Kauai on 5-star hotel is tricky just in terms of housing. So how are they working with that?
Yes, actually we're getting that ramped up right now. So we just brought in another little mini project of Montage, which is the staff housing.
Yes.
So there is a whole plot of land on the mainland on Marsh Harbor.
Okay.
And we're going through that right now. There's probably 5 or 6 different buildings that's going to take. And we have managers units, we have assistant manager units, and then we have just all the skilled staff that will be there. And some of these, we're designing them for families as well. And so wherever Montage is sourcing their people, we got to understand there's going to be kids out here and husbands and wives and stuff. There's going to be a commissary out there. Almost think of it kind of like a little mini convenience store for them. We're having what we call kind of like the recreation building that will have a large kind of central park for soccer or sport court, basketball, pool tables, barbecue pits. We have a whole laundry facility out there. So it's its own little mini community and a little mini town. But that's what it takes for a 5-star, and for so many products on this island.
And even just like further logistics is sustainability. What are you doing with the trash? What's going on with the energy? What's happening on that side? Are you using solar or just disposal of stuff? Like, how are you managing that? I feel like I talked to Bill Reed one time and he was doing something on an island, and so it's like they had to develop their own ecosystem for disposal of everything and how that was going to be taken off island or burned or incinerated and stuff like that.
Yeah, we are looking through solar right now, where our MEP consultant is running a study literally right now as of all the rooftops that we have, and luckily we have more than enough to sustain the island with solar. We're looking at creating a whole battery backup building, like the BESS, they call it the BESS system. That will be in our back of house zone on the island. So again, out there, storms, electricity, it's hit and miss sometimes. This will be able to sustain the island, and even if in the worst of storms, if it goes down within a few seconds, battery system picks up.
Yeah, and a big thing also is like water, fresh water. How are you dealing with fresh water?
Yeah, they're building in a huge tank on the island that will be a giant reservoir for the water. It'll be actually underneath one of the tennis courts. So are you recycling water even from natural resources or rainfall also, or is it reclaimed water? Yes,
or
all the reclaimed water.
And do you have like even a gray water system and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's all going to be mixed in. There's a reverse osmosis. That's already, luckily that was already there on the island, so we're utilizing that as well.
I remember many years ago I talked to, I think Mark headed sustainability for the Montage, and they has had a great program initially. Early on, we did a sustainability conference at the Laguna one with the USGBC, so it's nice to see that they're, pushing that forward with all their properties and vision and stuff like that. So how are you dealing with also, I feel like sometimes people don't realize when you have a hotel client, it's like you have all these clients. Because you have the developer, and you have the brand, and then you have the people who actually work at the property, so they have their wants and everything like that. So how have you managed like just the narrative and the story and the kind of the vision and the priorities between all of that? So cause even just what's the storytelling narrative of the resort that's making it different?
Yeah, the storytelling part is that I describe it as quiet luxury. Montage is known for being, it's not like an explosive brand out there. It's more reserved, it's very refined, and they take those qualities to the Bahamas. And we have elements of vernacular architecture and design that you'll see scattered throughout the Caribbean and in the Bahamas. But we also know Caribbean, it's like that in the Latin America world where it could be very bright and beautiful colors everywhere. And so we do have color on the island, but it's more of a muted palette on there. And the idea is more about to let the natural landscape speak. Let the buildings act more as a backdrop to it. The ocean is this beautiful, like, turquoise color. Let that sing. Let the green of all the plants and the lushness sing, and let the buildings be there, but not taking a command as well.
No, that's good. That's good. Is there anything unique about it? It seems like being subtle is beautiful, and I always love like the Montage here, and I always love that top deck, and I saw they're redoing the pool this year, so just that's like spectacular and just that beautiful point there. So are there any kind of like iconic just elements in the natural element that's enhancing the architecture, or is everything like 1-story, 2-story? Like, what's the highest story that you guys are doing and stuff like that?
It's mostly low scale. All the residential product is 1-story. The inn and the spa are the two biggest buildings on the island. Both of them are 2 stories.
Gotcha.
So nothing that's towering or trying to be like too overwhelming for the island. So a lot of low scale. All the villas will have their own private beaches up there. So we're trying to create that kind of privacy and luxury as well, but there are gathering moments as well. And like we have center courtyards, especially in the heart of the island where the hotel meets the spa area. Awesome. There's some really neat natural features that are already existing on the island. There's this, I always love telling this story, is like, when you come from the boat from Marsh Harbor, the way that we come in, we wrap around the south bend of the island. When you come in, that's where it opens up where the marina slips are.
Okay.
And that's my favorite trek of the island, and it's my favorite entry point to it, because not only do you get a good panoramic shot as you come around and you start seeing the buildings populate and stuff, the moment you come into that bend and you go into that marina, there's this stone arch that was already there. And it just, to me, it makes you feel like you've really kind of left the known world and you've entered this whole new realm. And then the boat slows down to this crawl, and you have all the lush palms, plants, and you have this kind of really old arch sitting there, and you're just passing by it, and you start seeing the villas coming down the side, and it's just really a magical moment.
No, and it's kind of like, it's almost like that guest experience starts when you leave. It sounds like Marsh Island, and come through that journey, and like you just get that breath of like probably relaxation, and you've arrived. So that's really, really great. So it's experiential.
Yes, and it's and that's an important part is the guest experience from point A to point B, the destination. We actually have an arrival building that will be on Marsh Harbor, so that's where your journey begins. People will meet up at the arrival building. You get your complimentary cocktail and so on. They'll take your luggage and all. And when it's time, you get onto the boat, and that will take you your journey all the way to the island.
No, that's amazing. I love that. So it's like a TV show.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's that? I can't think of the show right now where the last one was in Thailand.
Oh, White Lotus.
White Lotus.
Hopefully not with all the drama attached to it.
No, but I saw them taking the boat inside and like landing it as that White Lotus adventure, which is what people were looking for, kind of getting away from all this other stuff that just seems a little more contrived.
So, sometimes you just want to have that kind of mental break and just get away. And this will give that to you.
How's the Wi-Fi on the island?
Spotty at best. They use a lot of the internet over there. But this will have, we're putting Wi-Fi spots all over the place. So
state of the art. I'm sure it'll be like that later on. Good. So let's talk about expansion, because I feel like when we spoke earlier, it was a little about just like expansion in that Caribbean market. So I feel like there's a lot going on there. We talked about the LATAM market. So where do you see your vision for NOA for future endeavors, or what kind of, not so much what are you chasing, but where do you see, it seems like you've enjoyed working in that area and that region, so it's special. So I think becoming an expert there is nice, to where that expands into different islands or down in South America. So where are you seeing that for NOA?
Yeah, it's funny. All the way back in the beginning, when I had these daydreams and visions, I never thought I'd be in the Caribbean, of all places in the world.
Coast thing, like I grew up in New York. It's like you vacation in Jamaica and go to Antigua and all these things, and everyone here is like Hawaii, so it's very different.
It's different, but here I am, and I love it. I love it out there, and we're looking to expand the footprint out there and see what else is going on. This project led to another resort out there on Harbor Island. It will be another mini kind of Montage-ish type of resort. It's led to other types of luxury residential product scattered within the Bahamas, another one out in the Cayman Islands. We're really looking at that as almost like the home base of where the projects are springing up. And there's a lot of development happening right now in the Caribbean, a lot of hospitality development. And I'm seeing that there, and I'm seeing that in the Latin America market as well, and whether it's in Mexico or South America as well. A lot of activity happening out there.
I have to ask, the 2020 Olympics, where is that?
2028 is going to be in LA. Scattered throughout the greater LA area, some places in LA proper, some in Temecula. Scattered all throughout.
So are you tracking anything for that Olympics, or was there something about South America or?
No, we're also looking locally as well, specifically for the Olympics. We know that you're going to get the whole world out here, and people need to get moving with the room refreshes and with restaurant updates. And as all eyes will be on this area and all the foot traffic that's going to be coming in, and they need to be prepared for that. So we're hitting like strategic areas where you research like where the venues are going to be, and then you create this radius of what's around there, the restaurants, a hotel, a retail, and say and then you start checking these areas and seeing what the development is.
Yeah, no, we're working on a couple projects in Anaheim, obviously with Disneyland and stuff like that, and also in Marina Del Rey. So that's also just preparing for that kind of influx. So it's been great. Yeah. So it's just interesting how the Olympics reshapes everything to clean up a little bit and then what's going to happen afterwards.
Yeah, we have one we're working on in the LA area right now. Will be a total exterior refresh, brand new pool deck and bar, lobby bar and stuff. And that was the idea was, okay, we know that the Olympics are coming. We want to be able to be prepared for it. And yeah, it's going to be a great little project.
But yeah, no, it's great. It's great. So let's talk a little bit more about just your intuition design. What's the driving force behind Nick? What's your vision for your firm and how do you push that out there?
Yeah, we like to see this, and I say we, that's my wife and I. She's the business partner on this, and we collaborate a lot on everything. And we like to see this as like a family affair, not too corporate feeling and just feeling loose, and where this is that open, safe space where we can openly talk with each other and collaborate, and even if we have differing opinions, that's okay. Yeah. And
to me, that's always welcomed.
Exactly, no, it's welcome, and it's where everyone can feel comfortable.
Yes. What are you doing? Even just do you have any core values for your firm or practice that are you like? To me, like I focus on sustainability. I love to focus on storytelling. So it's like some key things. I think I'm actually having a discussion in a couple of weeks with another designer about color, because I feel like color is really important, and I have a lot of art in this house. That's my husband. But just got that vibrancy of color. We actually focus on a lot of approachable luxury. So I feel like to me, like luxury doesn't have to be just for the elite. And I think for us, it's doing things for a 5-star project on a 3-star budget, and kind of that not overspending and really being conscious of kind of the budget. For us is one of our focus.
No, and it's great you mentioned storytelling, because that's one of our paramount features is storytelling. I think that's so important. Wherever you are in the world, you have this space here, and it doesn't feel like, oh, this could happen at any point on earth. It's special for that location, and it tells a story of your experiences coming through and of the local culture. It speaks to you. Yeah. I love spaces that can speak to you. No,
exactly. And then how do you also, I feel like that always that question about like, how do you nurture your own creativity? And to me, like I recently have a very tiny farm, it's a flower farm, but something about that, even the color, I was just there, it's lavender, and it's phosphorescent right now. And I was just like cutting it one morning, and the bees are there. And I think that kind of is a place that really grounds me, and I'm just really connected to nature, to be able to go out there and go deal with our clients and go deal with our projects and our deadlines and everything. So for you, what's your inspiration and what kind of keeps you balanced?
My photography.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
I've been doing that on the side for quite a while, actually since my college days. Yeah. And it was something where in architecture school, we took a trip to Switzerland, and I was just taking a bunch of pictures everywhere. And when we got back, our professor wanted to do this happening where we had this huge kind of courtyard in front of our building, and so we could do whatever we wanted. So I decided to do an impromptu art gallery. I printed everything, put it up on these little panels, and it really gathered quite an audience. And I sat back and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I have something here. So then I really started focusing on that, and it's really worked out. It's fun. It is where it calms me. It's a soothing thing. Taking pictures, we usually take pictures on our trips. That's where I get most of my inspiration from. And then just sitting there, just sitting on the laptop and just cruising with it and telling stories through the photography is great. And then I've been lucky enough, I've had it shown at a variety of different art galleries before, fairs. I've been in some magazines before. So it's a really awesome venture. We even have a little Etsy store on the side. We sell that as well. So
little side hustle.
Fun. Yeah, exactly. Gotta have that.
Those are good. No, but actually I remember, because I feel like that was always at Gensler. I think that's how I really got to know you. It's like, Nick's having a show. I'm like, where's the show? I don't know did you do the AIA shows, or you do so those are always inspiring. So but it's nice having a side hustle or something that's inspirational, and how you bring it into your creativity. Do you focus more on black and white?
I get drawn to black and white quite a bit. I would say, the percentage ratio is probably 70-30 black and white. It's just, even though it's devoid of color, I feel like the black and white can sometimes pull more drama and more emotion with it when you play with the shadows and you play with gradients of the grays into the blacks to the spectrum of the white. I get drawn to it more.
No, I love actually black and white. I used to do photography a lot. But even when I first met my husband, we saw this Sebastian Salgado exhibit, and it was actually like the Gulf War. It was in New York at the International Center of Photography in New York. And then 2 months ago, we were down in Mexico City, and Sebastian Salgado had this beautiful exhibit on the whole Amazon. And it was just like, it was exquisite. And like, he had just passed away like last month, and he's just like one of our favorite artists. And then we like saw that he had a show, and I think when you see that in front of you, it's like, it's just moving, you know, just in the detail and also the nature. And sometimes people don't get to capture that, so telling that as a story is always beautiful. So I love that. Yeah. Are you focusing on anything special with your photography right now?
We actually just came back from Spain, so I have a little batch of photos from there that I've been releasing on social media accounts every so often. We have this one, before that, actually last summer we were in Germany, and so I took a bunch of photos from there. There's this one train photo that actually went through the AIA show. I won 3rd place with that, and then now it's going to make its way to the OC Fair as well. And I think Art Venture is coming around in Costa Mesa, so we'll see some of that.
Good.
And then now we have Japan coming up this summer, so I'm expecting to have a ton of photos of that one.
Do you have a new camera that you work with that you love?
It's not like it's not even like some super high powered camera. It's a Nikon. It's like a D5300. It's basically like what they call the enthusiast camera. Better than like a point and click, but it's not like a pro camera at all. And I've learned over the years that it's not really about the gear that you have. It's more about how you use it and how the eye sees through the lens. That's the more important part.
No, to me, I'd rather just bring my iPhone and not have some big
nowadays with the cell phones, they're just as good.
They are truly just as good. So actually, a friend of mine just got a small camera, and I was just like working with it again. It was like I had to go back to the focal point, and I was like, oh, I forgot all this, the f-stop and everything.
Exactly.
So I was kind of like thinking about that again. But it was good, like thinking and retraining your brain to think about depth of field and stuff like that, which I loved. So the technical part of it, good. So I think also moving forward is more about, I don't know, just kind of like I don't always love the question, like, what advice would you give your younger self, or what kind of advice could you give some of our audience for starting their own practice, or just learnings along the way that are more inspirational to you?
I would say it's okay to bet on yourself. That's paramount. That's what started for me. It's time for me to bet on myself. And it's okay that if there's going to be falters along the way. It's natural, but you treat those as learning experiences, and to not let the fear of the unknown dictate what could be your path forward. It's okay to take the leap and try it. That was always my thing that I used to worry about, was that if I don't do this, I know for myself I'm going to kick myself for forever. It's going to be those nights before you finally close your eyes and go to sleep. I'm going to be thinking about, man, what would have life been like if I just took that leap? And I didn't want that to haunt me.
No, I think for me, some of my biggest successes have been my biggest failures. After my biggest failures. So I think I feel like it's brave to fail, and I think it's brave to learn from failure, and I don't know, I just bring it on. So
yes,
I'd rather
exactly.
fail
It is.
and keep going.
So
because even for me, I'm actually launching a new rug line. So it's this, and have some manufacturing issues right now, and I'm like, so I'm just figuring it out, but it's also just like moving forward and pushing the ball forward.
That's how we learn, and grow and evolve. Is we learn and if something doesn't go exactly as planned, okay, well, we have to be creative and learn how to navigate around it.
Exactly. Good. Okay, round robin questions. Favorite hotel?
Oh my God.
But it's also for different reasons. So sometimes there's different reasons why you have a favorite hotel. So that's always.
I don't know if this sounds bad or not, but I would say my favorite one that means a lot to me is actually in Las Vegas. It's the Cosmopolitan. And I say that because that was my first big project out of school. And so even to this day, I still hang my hat on that one. Such a big element. It's an iconic piece out there, and I'm very proud of that. I've gone through the depths on that one because I was out of school. I had to. You learn by basically being tossed into the fire pit on that one. And so that one I'm very proud about.
No, that's a beautiful hotel. So I like the Florida like
Yes.
ceiling windows
Oh, yeah.
there. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. So this is actually nice. Like I feel like I don't actually stay at a lot of my hotels often, but then somehow lately I have been. So it's just been nice to do that and feel proud.
Yeah.
And you see the learning moments. My background's from the airports originally, so for some reason there was a 1 month that my son, my mom, and another friend went to the Austin airport, and no one had been there for 20 years when I did it. And it was just like those proud moments of seeing that. But then you kind of look at, what was that rivet detail? I don't know if I should have done that.
I know.
So it's also
Yeah.
like, you see those things.
Yeah.
So put the blinders on and like, we're just here to have fun.
Yeah. No, and that's one of the beautiful things about this business is
Yes.
that it's creating art
Yes.
in a three-dimensional life-size scale.
Yep.
You
No,
know,
exactly.
and it lasts,
Uh-huh.
and people can come and go, and they get different experiences,
Yeah.
and they have stories with their friends and family, all within this beautiful sculpture that we've created. It's something that you can take from the 2D
Yeah.
computer, and wow, it's in real life.
No, exactly. I think to me that's why also like I love hospitality. Like a lot of things for me are all around the word joy, and I feel like joy is such an essence of hospitality because it gets you to explore a new place, have a wedding, an adventure, a business deal, or just going by yourself. And I think it just brings so much joy from food to sleep to connection and meeting new people that I just love about the hospitality industry. So it's great that hopefully we get to work together in the future because I think
Yeah.
that would be awesome. And I feel like we have a little bit of the same spirit, but I think collaborating to bring great design to the masses is such a beautiful journey.
It's true, yeah. It's one of those few types of building types where you have so many different aspects to it. You have the spa, you have retail, you have food and beverage, you have weddings, you have business meetings, you have all walks of life are collating into one spot.
Yeah.
And they all have their own stories and their own histories, and they can intertwine and they can create new stories from that space.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I love that, especially about your current project right now, like 52 acres on an island and like coming into the Pirates Cove or whatever that is. It's just going to be like an amazing. When's that supposed to open? When's that opening officially?
We're looking for about another 2 years. I think they're looking at towards the end of 27.
Uh-huh. Yep. They're still around the corner. It's
Yeah.
fast.
Oh yeah. It's going to move fast.
No, that's good. No, but I want to say thank you for joining us on Elevate Hotel Design, and I'm so great that we get to share your stories and get to talk to people about the design aspect of it, and it's just like a beautiful adventure. So I love that.
No, thank you for having me. I loved it. This was fun. I loved it.
Awesome. I just have one little plug here. So to our listeners, don't forget to subscribe to Elevate Hotel Design, where you can listen to our podcast, and join us next time as we continue to elevate the conversation around hospitality and design.